Yeah, I mean, I love being in Switzerland. It's the year I definitely spend most time in Switzerland.
All day for you at the moment up here in the
Well, I'm doing better and better. I think I'm on the right track. I've had no setbacks yet, and I hope it's going to stay this way. So it's been a good last 6 weeks. More on the quiet side, obviously, because I have time now to rehab. I know I will have time later on to train really hard. So important was to give the knee a bit of a break, and at the same time just strengthen what I could, in the core and in the leg. And I think we did some good progress. So now we're slowly moving into the next phase where I'm going to start doing fitness and then also tennis slowly, more and more, which I'm obviously looking forward to.
What is if there is such a thing, what's a typical day for you at
Work, but at the end, if I look at health, it's just the only right decision. So of course it hurts. I would love to play in Arthur Ashe, would love to hear the roars of the crowds, and just be in the city would be amazing, and be there with all the other players, because there's such great players there at the moment. It kind of hurts, but at the same time I'm okay, and I'm doing fine. I'm healthy. I'm enjoying a great time with my family, and I catch myself very often checking the scores of what's actually going on. I'm surprised how much actually I'm looking for the results. I'm intrigued about what's going on when I'm not around, and I like what I'm seeing at the moment.
Once you made that decision to take a step back?
And he'll be really tough to beat at the US Open. He's just that good when it comes to Arthur Ashe and that kind of a type of a court, best of 5. He's going to be tough to beat. And Andy has really, risen to the occasion, I'd say, with winning Queens. I think he did win that. And then also Wimbledon, finals of Cincinnati, and then of course winning the gold at the Olympics. Unfortunately, no points for him there, but nevertheless, just building great momentum for what's to come this season. So I'm very impressed by Andy, and I hope he can keep up a great race with Novak, because I think it's intriguing for the fans and for the people who follow tennis. It's a great story, especially now heading into the US Open, and then particularly if Andy could come even closer to Novak at the end of the US Open for the rest of the season.
We could just ask about yourself, Roger, and the rest of this year in terms of the rehab. Are you going to stay?
But for her to still be playing at 34 now, I think she's a year younger than I am. It's wonderful to see, and I think it's actually very inspiring for the entire generation that follows her, that actually a tennis life on the women's side can also take 20 years. And you don't have to play every single tournament, but if you pace yourself and you do it professionally the right way, you stay in good shape like Serena has done so often now. It's beautiful to see, and I'm really big fans of her, and I really hope she can win the US Open after last year's tough loss for her in the semis, after wanting to win the calendar Grand Slam, or the year Slam. So I'm just a big fan of hers, and I wish her all the best at this year's US Open, and I hope she keeps playing for a long time.
Be very much looking forward to making sure that you get back there this time.
In a good way, because I think the level of play is going to go up, especially towards the back end of the tournament, because there's going to be no win at the best matches. So the best players can play in best conditions. Because of no more wind entering the arena, I think it's going to be really interesting that how much players are going to be sweating. Last year it was unbelievable how hot it seemed inside, because there was just no wind, sort of air coming through, and I was missing it, to be quite honest, and I was just sweating more than I ever had at the US Open. And I think probably there are going to be less surprises, overall, just because it's the wind equals out the game a little bit more, because top guys have to play also a bit more carefully in the wind than without wind. So I think it's actually an advantage for the top guys.
With the US Open, since you very first started playing there, which do you think has changed more?
Yeah, I mean, I think the normal schedule as of now for 2017 is to play the Hopman Cup, Australian Open, and Dubai. And then, of course, there's going to be a lot of more things coming after that. But for the time being, I think that needs to be the focus, that I can return for those 3 tournaments in great shape. After that, I have all of 17 pretty much mapped out. I know which tournaments I would like to play. 18, well, obviously that's too far away. I have to still see how the body's going to cope with, all the matches again, and also so forth. So that's why this preparation of these 4, 5 months, 6 months I have right now is really key. And I believe I can become super strong, actually, because I never have 6 months. Usually I only have a month here, sometimes 6 weeks, sometimes only 3 weeks. So I have a lot to work with right now, and I hope to make myself so strong that, yes, I have the best chance to play for many more years to come on the tour.
Is there one particular thing you miss about not being?
I think I touched on it before a little bit, but